Welcome everybody to this session on sustainability and circular economy and the work Lexmark is doing with the University of Kentucky on some really cool projects. My name's John Gagel. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer at Lexmark, and I'm going to take you through what our overall approach is to sustainability and circular economy, then talk about the project we're working on with UK, and then talk a little bit about some of the other things we're doing with circular economy. So I'm glad to have you here, and we'll get into our information. This is a really cool focus area for us. You look at Lexmark, we have really three-pillar approach to sustainability. It's wrapped around sustainable design, efficient use of our products after we manufacture them, and then responsible reuse and recycling. One of the really cool things about this approach is that we're really thinking about, at the very beginning of a design stage, how are we going to build this product? What are we going to make it out of? Because at its end of life, we want to be able to either remanufacture that product, reuse that product, or materially recycle that product so we can get the material components out of that product and reuse them again. And that's really the focus area of the work we're doing with the University of Kentucky on the Precious Metals Recovery Project. So as you can see on the slide, there's some detail under each of those 3 points, and it's really focused on outlining how we're going to approach developing a product, manufacturing a product, and then making sure that when the customer has that product, it's efficient, easy to use. Having certifications like Energy Star, like you would have in your home, like if your refrigerator is energy efficient or your dishwasher. Our products also get those types of certifications. There are others out there like Blue Angel and EPEAT and some other certifications that speak to how that product is manufactured related to sustainability. So when that customer gets that product, they're going to get a product that is sustainably designed, it's focused on reuse and remanufacturing in the future, which leads to that third pillar of responsible reuse and recycling. So it's a really holistic approach. We're very focused on circular economy, and we've been doing it for a long time. So what are some of the things we're doing with University of Kentucky? So we're going to focus on the responsible reuse and recycling portion of the pillar and the work that we're doing with the University of Kentucky. What we're really trying to do in a short run is we're trying to take electronic parts of printers right now, circuit boards, different things that we might have electronic components, and pull out the precious metals and the rare earth elements. And it's really cool what we're working with the university doing. I just have some demos here. So circuit board, right, I didn't have a real one, so I printed a picture. Circuit board you can see here in this design, this picture right here. We can take that circuit board, and I work with the University of Kentucky. What we're doing is we're shredding that circuit board. We're taking a look at that, what it's made of, and once we're able to isolate the precious metals, these are just some copper strips. Copper pieces come off of that printed circuit board. That's actually a circuit board that came off of one of our printers that we've ground up. What UK is helping us do in the College of Engineering is going through the physical and chemical separation and isolation of that. So we can take this mess, if you want to call it that, isolate the precious metals and plate them out and then increase their purity. So it's a really cool approach when you think about going from this, which is your printed circuit board, to this, and then isolating out your precious metals. So we're working on copper and gold, and we're making a lot of progress. And what's interesting about I said that's the printed circuit board. If we can focus in on this cartridge, we're also doing it on a small level. On this cartridge, you'll see here, there is a circuit, a tab circuit. And that chip there, we're able to take off the gold and the copper from this as well. So anything that we can find on electronics where we can pull off the precious metals, that's what we're working on with the UK College of Engineering on. It's a really cool project. We've been at it now for about 1.5 years, actually, and we're making some really good headway. So we think about how engineering and the focus on that and the focus on circular economy. I wanted to present in the time I have here before we get to questions some of the other interesting things that we're able to do related to our products and to circular economy as well. So I had this cartridge before. If I pick this cartridge up, obviously it's made of plastics, metals. We talked about precious metals being in there. Now this cartridge, we can either, and this is just an example, this cartridge could be remanufactured, or we could take it apart and pull the components parts out and reuse them, some of them, in the next generation of products. And if I just demonstrated the plastics, for example, so you can see the black housing, that's black plastic. We can take that black plastic and grind it up, and it looks like this. So guys, if you want to zoom in on this, this is plastic flake. I'll try this one. making your job a little difficult here. This is plastic flake from a cartridge like this that we have ground, and we do this ourselves. So we grind that up, we clean it up, grind it up, that's plastic flake. And then what we do is we take that and we move to this, which is pelletized recyclate plastic or recyclate resin. So what we have here, we go from the cartridge, to the flake, which is here, and then to a smaller extruded resin, which is here, and then we can take this resin, working with our plastic molders, and put it back into this housing, as an example, on the cartridge. So a lot of our cartridges have high recycled content, so we're not going and getting raw materials, new raw materials repeatedly. We're actually closing the loop, focused on circular economy, and reusing as many materials as we can. And right now we have it up to 60 parts that have 100% recyclate resin. So you would say all the plastics in those 60 parts would be made of this recycled plastic resin. Another example of things we're doing on sustainability side or circular economy, guys want to pull in on this cushion. This is a molded pulp cushion. Now this cushion, in some of our cartridge boxes that we ship, this molded pulp cushion we had in the past, we would set here on the end of the box. In order to test our printers, we have to print on paper. So one of the solutions our engineers came up with, actually at our facility in Mexico, was, hey, we're using a lot of pieces of paper to do test pages. Could we take those test pages and just made a molded pulp cushion out of it? And so they did. They figured it out. So our paper that we used to make test pages, to check our printers, check the supply items, we then turned around and took those pieces of paper and made a mold pulp cushion, which would go in the box to hold the cartridge. That cartridge would fit in this. The box itself that cartridge was shipped to you in could be used to ship back to us. So we were trying to close the loop, focus on circular economy as often as possible. And that's what you can see on this particular slide, is really that whole focus area that we have around the circular economy. We're really looking for any possible way to reduce our footprint. And that's where engineering comes into play. The whole focus on sustainability, circular economy is really started with how well our engineers design products. You have material scientists, you have environmental scientists, you have chemists, you have biologists, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, all these different groups of people working on how do we approach this challenge around lessening our footprint on the environment, and working with other companies, other individuals, research institutions to improve the way the planet is running, reduce our impact, reduce climate change, all the things that you hear so much about in the media and on TV and the news, different things. That's something that we're really focused on. So that's really, wherever you look when you manufacture a product, these are just a few examples. There's tons of opportunity in applying sustainable design, efficient use, and responsible reuse and recycling to your approach. And that's where the engineers come in to help us. That's working with UK. It's been a great partnership with us for many years now. We've done a lot of work with the College of Engineering, and a lot of the things that I've demonstrated up here in this little bit of time is because of our work with the University of Kentucky. So just to pull all this together, right now, guys, if we could roll this video. This is a video of actually the closed loop approach to getting a cartridge. You buy a cartridge, you use a cartridge, you send it back, and then it's remanufactured. So let's take a look at that video. This was shot at our Juarez manufacturing facility. So guys, if you could roll that video for me. So that video really showed the whole approach that we're talking about circular economy. An example using the cartridges, right? The customer buys the cartridge, they use it, they send it back to us, and then you saw that great video out of the Juarez team. So really what happens when you get to this point that you have on this, our little table here, is all the engineers working together, looking at how can we maximize our focus on sustainability. How can we reuse? How can we pull materials out, reuse them as recyclate resins and different things? Really driving that point home of really making a true focus on sustainability, helping our customers do what they want to do. And that's something you're seeing the world over now. This emphasis, the interest, if you're an engineer and you're interested in sustainability and circular economy, there couldn't be a better time to get involved in that, and I'd highly encourage you to do that. So now let's take a look at some questions. I think we got some time to answer some questions if we have some. So I'll take a look over here at the laptop here on the questions and see if we have any coming in. I'm not seeing any questions currently right now, but like I said, if you're a mechanical engineer, electrical, materials engineering, anything like that, sustainability engineer even nowadays as we see things moving forward, there's all kinds of things that you can do in this field. It's a field that has a lot of interest. There's a lot of research and development. There's a lot of activity. And really one of the really interesting things is when you have a company that's really focused on sustainability and circular economy, that company is going to be more profitable than companies that aren't. They're going to be more successful. There's a lot of data and proof around that. And it really gives you a good feeling about what you're doing day in and day out. You are making a difference. You are improving the planet. There is something to be excited about when you come to work because you know you are going to make a difference. So with that, I don't see any additional questions coming up. So I think I'll just say thank you for your attention. Thanks for attending E-Day. It's a great day, and I appreciate all the things that working with UK has done for Lexmark and our sustainability initiatives. Thanks, guys.